people, how y'all doing? Happy New Year to y'all, 2020. All right, glad to see y'all on the other side. All right, for 2019, we did a lot of identifying, say poor habits, negative attitudes, poor behaviors that probably result in we or us or you not being exactly where you need to be, having the things that you deserve, having the things that you kind of want to have. For 2020, we're going to identify, attempt to identify and share uh, some new attitudes, some new beliefs, some new behaviors, some new habits that you have to be able to sustain and be consistent in if you're expected to succeed and have the things that you want to have, and just be healthy overall, mentally, physically, spiritually, and be happy in the place that you're at. Yeah, to do that, uh, you have to open your eyes, right? You have to see where you're going, and one of those 4 steps, is to have a vision. uh, you got to have a vision. You got to know where you're going. All right, and maintain uh, your eyes on that prize, your eyes on the end state. Very rarely, do you ever get to a place with your eyes closed. You go from point A to point B, you go to a corner store, whatever it is. You don't jump in a car and close your eyes, because guarantee, you're not going to get very far, before you hit that first obstacle. So you pretty much got to do the same thing in life. You have to create a vision, identify that vision, and most visions are pretty long term, 5, 6, 10 years, a lifetime. Some people have generational visions that their grandparents and parents kind of left for them, that they are a part of and that they kind of follow. So you got to have a vision, for your life. It has to be clear for you, and everything that you do, every step that you take, needs to be in that direction. You definitely need to keep your eyes on the prize. And when you start seeing your vision clearly, you start identifying ways to achieve that vision. You start coming up with a plan that you're able to stick to, a plan that you're able to assess, a plan that you're able to deviate from. There are going to be detours. Sometimes you might have to recalibrate, take a little roundabout, take a little brief pause, and all of those things are okay. There's never really a straight course, and a straight road, to where you're going. Oftentimes, it's the quickest way, but hey, life happens to us, so there are going to be detours, there are going to be bumps, there are going to be obstacles. Uh, it happens, it's definitely going to happen, but you definitely need to keep your eyes on the prize. Oftentimes, uh, when there's a lack of vision or lack of a plan, there is going to be suffrage, there's going to be time wasted, there's going to be resources wasted, and often people that are going nowhere, like company, they like to take you with them, but if you have a vision, for yourself, for your family, for your life, and a plan, life becomes easier. You become more focused, more channeled. Uh, and I can't go so far as to say easier, but it has purpose. You wake up every day knowing what you have to do, and you just kind of get over, get after it, so it becomes kind of easy. And the fact that you're here, in 2020, is a affirmation, or a hope or belief that there is still time, for you to one, stay on the course if you have already identified that is, or recalibrate. You still have the ability, you still have the paintbrush, you still have the pen, to rewrite those chapters you didn't like so much, or the didn't read well, or to reorchestrate a new plan or clarify the vision. Each year, each day, each week is a new opportunity, for you to start again or to continue. So it's not over. The game is not over. The fact that you're in 2020 proves that there is still work, to be done, and that work has to be done by you. But you have to be committed. you have to be committed to your goals. You have to be committed to your vision. You have to be committed to the plan. If you're not committed, rarely ever do you see results. So you can often tell what people are committed to by the way they spend their time, because time is currency. The currency of life is time. Each day that you wake up, you're afforded more currency, to gamble, to play, in the game of life, if you will. So if you find some people spending a lot of their time in the gym, you know, their goal, their vision, their aspiration, things that they may want to do may be essentially to live a healthier life, cut weight, gain weight, whatever it is. Uh, but the way you spend your time essentially has to match with your goals and vision. Otherwise, you're pulling in the opposite direction and you're just spinning top in mud, for a lack of better terms. Oftentimes, you would hear people say, well, hey, I want to be financially stable, but their time is spent in a casino gambling, or their time is spent, shopping online, so the way they spend their time doesn't match up, to the commitment that they should have to themselves. People decide, well, hey, I want to lose weight, I want to do XYZ, but much of their time is spent eating, much of their time is spent in the refrigerator, much of their time is spent in the opposite direction of their goal. So there is no commitment to their goal. They say a lot of things, but they're not committed to that. You have to be committed. And yes, there are going to be times where you fall. There are going to be times where you slip. Those are not the times that we're talking about, but you have to be committed to your goals, and you have to be committed to your vision if you're expected, if you expect yourself, to succeed. So use your currency, use your time to invest in your goals and invest in your vision, because that commitment needed. Understand, we've talked about this before, that the seasons are going to change, so you always have to prepare for those new seasons. You can look at your wardrobe, say we're in the winter season right now, but you didn't toss out your summer clothes, did you? Why didn't you toss out your summer clothes? Because the seasons are going to change again. Why didn't you toss out your winter clothes? Because winter is going to come again. And with that same belief and with that same understanding, you need to prepare for the storms. The storms are going to come again, as a season. There's going to be, winter storm, or stormy season, dry season, however you want to call your season. So make sure that you're preparing for the storms again, because 2020 will have its fair shares of success, and it will have its fair share of storms, so make sure that you prepare yourself for the change uh, in season. Again, for 2020, um, I wish you clarity. I wish you vision. I wish you a tireless efforts, for you to get after the things that you want, get after the things that you see, and understand that there are people around you and resources that are around you that are here to contribute, to whatever direction it is that you want to take your life. There's everybody that there with a penny, with a 2 cents to add. 2 cents by itself don't do too much, not in this day anyway. But if I contribute 2 cents and somebody else contribute 2 cents and somebody else contribute 2 cents, you will have a sufficient enough currency, sufficient enough tools, sufficient enough knowledge, to get to where you want to go, to have what you want to have, to do the things that you want to do. So this is just my little input, my input into it is that you're trying to do, and healing for myself as well. There's a process within anything. uh, there's information out there are resources out there. Spend your time getting after it. uh, I spend a little bit of a time, watching TV myself. I sit down and watch my reruns, but I also spend a lot of time, on informational stuff, whether it be audiobooks, YouTube videos, or whatever it is, getting after the knowledge that I need for the steps that I have kind of identified that I want to take, or hopefully the steps as, that the Lord has kind of ordained for me. Uh, that is my 2 cents, my input, and kind of the direction that I plan to head with you, for 2020, identifying new habits, new goals, new visions, new tools, to get after the problems that we've kind of identified in 1919, yeah, thinking about it wrong, 2019, if you will. Uh, you everybody has this new year, new me too things, but how many times do you need to reinvent yourself? Again, it is not to say if you identify a problem that you don't fix it, but at this stage in life, depending on where you at, by now, you should have calibrated. You should have gotten an asthma. You should have had something, that you want to do, something that you want to attain, some career that you want to have, some educational goal, some financial goal, and stick to it. Restarting every year, you know may not always be the best thing. And that again is only on a few. Ain't nobody say run on a road that is a dead end. But you have to have a little bit of stick to itness. You gotta see these things through. Identify the vision, identify your goals, and stick to it. 2020, I got you.